And we are live. What's going on, YouTube Live? It's your boy Billy Rowe. Today is Wednesday, and I'd like to welcome you to the first row. If it is Wednesday, you should already know what day it is and what time it is. It is time for your Wednesday word. That's Wednesday word. Jumping into tonight's topic, keeping sight of your vision. As always, with my topics, I like to explain what I mean by the topic, keeping sight of your vision. And I'm actually starting to be a little more transparent with these topics. So what I mean by keeping sight of your vision is not getting distracted or not allowing your vision to go so far into the horizon that you lose sight of it. And that is that getting distracted because there's so much distance between you and your vision, or between us and our visions. So that's what in a nutshell, what I mean. Not losing sight, not losing track, keeping your focus and keeping your intentions on your vision. I actually have 5 tools tonight that I'm going to give you that have helped me, and I hope will also help you in keeping sight of your vision. So let's jump straight into it. So when I started thinking about this topic, the very first tool that came to mind for me when it came to keeping sight of your vision, excuse me, was the importance of um, that you can't see your vision using someone else's prescription. So what do I mean by that? Um, I don't know if you wear glasses, contacts, or if you don't wear glasses. However, either way, it does not matter. Let's say you have 20/20 vision, excellent vision. You can see clearly, crystal and HD and everything. If you pick up somebody's glasses, and I don't have my glasses near me, but if you pick up somebody else's glasses that has a prescription that is for them, and you have 20/20 vision, what you're going to be is you're going to be a little disoriented, and you're not going to be able to see as clear as you would without the glasses. Why? Because it's not your prescription. And so what I mean when I say quit, or you can't see through someone else's prescription, is we have to quit trying to measure our vision based on the visions of others. So let's say I have this humongous vision, and I'm going to even simplify it. I just want to be a business owner. My business idea is I'm going to create these little bounce houses, and I'm just going to take them and drop them off at parties on the weekends, pick them up after they're done. That's my business, and that's my vision, to see me supporting myself, supporting my family, and being able to do and enjoy certain things in life. That's my vision. Now, I get like 20 of these little bounce house things. I'm dropping them off here, there, and everywhere. And my business is pretty successful, we'll say. Um, that's a great achievement of my vision and execution of my vision. But what happens is sometimes we'll look at our own execution of the vision and put it next to somebody else's vision, whose vision is to do the same thing. I'm going to drop off bounce houses at birthday parties on the weekends. However, I'm going to employ a fleet of vehicles and thousands of bounce houses around the United States, and this is going to take place everywhere. And so what we do is we take that prescription of that person's vision to upscale or to scale up the vision that we had. We take that vision and we say, well, wow, next to our vision looks like a period compared to a lake. That's not that's not your vision. And so we downsize or we downplay our success and our own vision because we start measuring through somebody else's prescription. We start looking at things through somebody else's vision, and you see this happen a lot in many areas of life. Whether it's you're in an employment situation where you're an employee, your peer is the same level as you, and you're content where you're at, so you're not really striving to move up. They're not content where they're at, so they're striving to move up, and you see them move up, and you're like, wow, maybe I should move up. Hey, what's going on, Raymond? Maybe I should move up. Maybe I should try to make the same progress. But if that's not your vision, then that's not your place to execute at. It's all about having a unique, identifiable vision for yourself. Raymond just jumped in, and that's the sense man. He always has some smell good on him. That is his vision, to market and produce, or to produce a product and market a product that he can earn income for himself. Sorry to bust your business out like that, but welcome to the Wednesday Word. So that's the first tool, is you can't see your vision through someone else's prescription. And even if you can see your vision through someone else's prescription, it's going to be blurry, it's going to be distorted, and at the end of the day, it may not even be what you really want. So that's tool number one. Our second tool that I came up with regarding this concept was understand the end result of focusing on the present. Gosh, man, I'm sorry. and really it's two schools of thought. It's typically we try to focus on one or the other. We try to focus on the end, the finish line, or we try to focus on the present. There has to be a balance and a harmony in between the two of these. So understanding the end result means we need to understand where we're trying to get to. What's going on, Brother Bruce? Where we're trying to go, what we're trying to achieve. And that's understanding the end result. However, you also have to be able to interact with the present, because if all you're doing is looking at the end result, you're not focused enough attention on what needs to take place day by day by day by day, step by step in the journey to actually achieve the end result. So understanding the end result while focusing on the present, what that allows you to do is it allows you to take those two different schools of thoughts and split them, giving a certain amount of time to the future and giving a certain amount of time to the present. So that's the second tool. It helps with clarity. It helps with one of the Wednesday words, and Bruce, I know this will resonate with you. One of the Wednesday words where I talked about acknowledging progress. It helps with the acknowledgement of progress because you understand that there's a goal in the distance that you're trying to achieve. It might be miles away, it might be days away, it might be weeks, years, months, lifetimes away. You understand it's in the distance, but you're trying to achieve it. But because you're able to focus on the present, you're able to also see the progress that you're making to it or towards it. So that's the second tool. The third tool that I came up with in regards to this concept was build in room for important relationships into your vision. This is something that I wish I would have done earlier in life, and now I am actually doing very intentionally in life when I'm working on managing the first row. Um, what I mean by this is that many times we look at the end, but we don't see the people that are there with us. We don't say, oh, well, this is the end game. You know, one of the things Bruce is big about is chasing the bag. I'm getting this bag for me and my family. But if we're not building into our vision the time that needs to be allocated, Cousin Mo said it best last night, being intentional with the care of our time, making sure we're allocating a percentage of our time to the people who are important. If we're not doing that, then we are probably, not always, but we're probably neglecting those people that we really want to be there at the end of our journey. So in order to be intentional, in order to have the two schools of thought of being able to focus on the vision at the end and the present, we need to build in the relationships that we want. Now, that doesn't mean, like, let's say we don't have to say I am single. So let's say I'm single, I am, and I want to have a relationship. Like, I want to be successful. I want to see first row flourish. However, I don't want to be alone at the end of my life because I don't have a relationship with a partner, with somebody that I can love and trust and care for. I can build that in without knowing who that person is. It can be simple as, okay, so I'm going to be moving towards this goal in the future. However, in the present, I'm going to make myself available to date, let's say once every other week or twice every other week. And in that dating, what I will do is have a plan, just like your vision should have a plan, a strategy. Other than that, it's just a hope. I should have a plan on, okay, so when I meet somebody that I'm interested in more than just dating one time on a one-off meetup or whatever it may be, how does that bloom and how does that blossom? And so what you find yourself doing is you're building in space for the relationships within the actual vision. So you don't have to detour off of your path in order to, oh, well, now there's this pretty lady I'm interested in, so now I got to veer over here, and I start to get further and further away from my vision, or I start to be distracted and lose focus on my vision. Build those relationships in, the relationships with your children, the relationships with your employer, the relationships that you need in place in order to flourish and still have a life inside of your vision, however, not completely reliant on the arrival at your vision. So that way you get to live along the way instead of, oh, once I get to X, then I can start to achieve happiness. Now, there's people on YouTube, there's people in the world who will disagree with that. They feel like maybe you should focus wholeheartedly on your vision and really not be distracted by outside influences. And maybe that works for them. But what I have found is when I have taken that approach, at some point I become callous and reckless with the care of relationships that actually are important to me. And when it comes time then later, as you're moving towards your vision, where you want support and you want encouragement and you want people to help you along the way, If all you've done is neglected and kept your head down, you will find yourself in isolation on an island with no support and no signs of rescue. So that's why, I'm sorry that was a little long, but that's why tool number 3 is very important. Build in room for those important relationships within your vision so you can stay on track on your vision and make sure you don't arrive alone. The fourth tool that I came up with regarding this was remember why you started your journey. And that sounds very easy to do. However, in the shuffle of moving, let's say, I'm going from one house. Let's say I'm going from my apartment. I live in an apartment right now, and I'm moving into a house. Now, in an apartment, I don't have a whole lot of things like I do in the home that I want. So I have all these things that I'm going to pick up with me and take with me to the new location. At the new house, as I'm unloading, I'm noticing that I don't know where certain things are, or I can't seem to find, maybe important files or important documents. I'm a little discombobulated because of the fact that I've shuffled things around. And so remembering when it comes to the vision, remembering why you start your journey, though it seems like it can be easy, as you start to make steps and put one foot in front of the other, you can get a little thrown off track as life throws like, some trash at you. You can get thrown off balance, and in that off balance moment while you're trying to correct, you may actually correct to the wrong thing, like, ooh, well, that hurt a little more than I thought it was going to hurt when that came up, or I didn't even know this was going to come up. And so now I'm thinking that I don't want that vision. It's really important for you to have a super strong why, especially the bigger your vision, the bigger your dream, the stronger your why must be to help carry you towards it. It's almost like going on a journey through a desert where you're not going to come across a lot of vegetation. You're not going to come across a lot of water. You're not going to come across a lot of civilization. You have to pack accordingly, and that why is packing accordingly to get you to the end result. So again, remember why you started your journey. It's very important. It's critical to the success, because when obstacles come, when opportunities come, when everything comes, sometimes all at one time, you're going to have to be able to fall back and say, how important is this journey to me? Why do I want it so bad to continue to push forward and not retreat back to your comfort zone? So that's tool number 4. And then the fifth and the final tool, and it's funny because in the tool it has tools, but in the fifth and the final tool, it's use tools that will help you see deeper and further. So if I'm a recon sniper, I would be using a scope to be able to see much further than where I'm actually sitting at. You don't see a recon sniper go up to the door and be like, hey, I just want to look in here really quick and see what's going on. They're way off miles, maybe 1,000 yards or miles away, looking at a situation and assessing the strategy that they want to utilize, whether it's just to get information or the strategy that they want to use to implement offense into the situation. So the reason I say to see deeper and further is because I think that there are tools that we can take from everyday life that will help kind of paint this picture. So I have a couple tools here that, and I don't have them to show you, but I have a couple tools here I want to bring to the table. The first tool being glasses. Glasses are simple. What they are is they are our experiences. Those are what you experienced before you got to this point. This is what you're experiencing in this present moment. Our glasses help us see things more clearly that are right in front of us. Now, when we want to see a little bit further, maybe something that's a little further off in the distance, maybe we want to observe a bird, or you want to just, get a breathtaking view, a close-up of a breathtaking view. Then that's when we put the glasses down, because the glasses are only going to allow us to see so far, and are only going to allow us to see so clearly up close. We start picking up other tools like binoculars. Now, binoculars are like our milestones. They're not the vision itself. They don't teleport us to the vision, but they are our milestones. They help us recognize that, okay, the glasses helped us see what was up in front of us. However, that milestone that's a little further in the distance, that's when I'll have a checkpoint to know that I'm making the progress in the right direction that I'm intentionally moving in. So that's the second tool. The third tool being telescopes. So now we can take telescopes from the ones that you just look in on the ground, or we can go all the way to the Hubble telescope that's sitting out in space to look that much further into space. And really what telescopes are, they're almost like glimpses of the future. So I see telescopes as being able to see the vision itself. However, when I say they're glimpses of the future, Telescopes can also be mentors that are in place that have either achieved your vision or something similar to your vision, not measuring your vision to theirs, but achieve something similar to your vision and can help you along the way and have enough foresight, not hindsight. I'm sorry, have enough hindsight, not foresight, to see some of the obstacles that you're going to experience. Why? Because they've experienced them as well. So those telescopes are critical to the success of keeping your sights on your vision, because they're able to look back and say, yeah, you're still moving towards us. It's almost like an airplane that comes into park. You have a guy on the ground with two little things giving them directions. Go right a little bit with the tire, go left a little bit with the tire. Okay, come straight in. Why? Because the pilot can't see the wheel on the ground and they can't tell whether or not it's lined up. So they have somebody who is ahead of them. This is not their mentor, but a mentor is somebody who is ahead of you, that they can line you up and get you for your proper, or get you intact for your proper approach to the actual, I forgot what it's called, not the runway, but the actual place where you're going to disembark. And then the last tool, which is why I said deeper first, even though I'm giving this last, the last tool that would help you see this would be microscopes. Now, how come I went all the way out into outer space and then came all the way back down into microscopes? Microscopes are our self-reflection. Microscopes are our ability to take the time to take a moment to actually look within ourselves on a deeper level, in sometimes in silence, sometimes in music, sometimes through writing, sometimes through journaling, sometimes through recording your voice, whatever it may be. It is how you look deeper within yourself to self-reflect on if your vision is still the vision that you want for yourself. And if it's not, why? Is it because it's so hard? Because if it's too hard, then you need to look at, maybe do I need to make a stronger why so that I can get through this hard part? Or is it, you know what, because I didn't build in the relationships that I thought I was going to need along the way, or I thought I was going to want along the way. Now I have this newborn child that requires much more attention and is a greater value to me than the vision that I have set before myself. Those are the things that self-reflection will allow you to have, those difficult conversations with yourself. That, yeah, it's nice to have a friend that you can bounce ideas off of, but there is something about going within and hearing your own voice and hearing your own thoughts to be able to say, is this what I want? Because in those moments, you have to be honest with yourself. Now, you can lie, but trust me, at some point, your body and your willingness to say, I'm done, will show up. Because if you're lying to yourself about you wanting something that you really don't want, at some point the facade just won't be worth it. And I can tell you, if you're just trying to do a vision because you don't want to be embarrassed because you told everybody you wanted to do it, that ain't enough. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I was asleep earlier today when I got off of work and I was tired, but I have a commitment to the vision of First Row. So that means though sleep feels good, though my dream was peaceful and it was nice to lay in my bed, I had to get up because it's not for show, it's to change lives. So really quick, I want to go back over the 5 tools that I dropped on you tonight. The first one being, you cannot see your vision using someone else's prescription. Quit trying to pick up other people's glasses. Use your own glasses to see your own vision. Number 2 is understand the end result while focusing on the present. 2 schools of thought. There is the future and there is the present. Both must be maintained at the same time. I think Moses said it very eloquently last night as well, that dialogue allows us to connect between the past, the present, and the future. So have those important dialogues with yourself and with others, so that way you are able to focus on the future and the present. The third one being, build in room for important relationships in your vision. Now, you can't build all of them in because you don't know all of them that are going to come, but at least make space and have time available that you can pull into your vision that will still allow you to be on track, still allow you to be successful and achieve your vision, but won't enable you to be lonely at the finish line. Because even if you're an introvert, I don't think that that's what introverts want at the end of the day. Number 4 is, remember why you started your journey. Remember, that why is going to be like the driving in an engine. It's going to be like the water that you've packed across the desert. If you run out of water in the desert, eventually you die of thirst. If you run out of that why that's driving you towards your vision, eventually you're going to stall out. And if there's no refill station nearby, then you're going to either experience a long detour or you're just going to give up on your vision altogether. And then the last one being number 5, use tools that will help you see deeper and further. Glasses for experiences, binoculars for milestones, telescopes for mentors and seeing the future, and then microscopes for self-reflection. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's Wednesday word. I put a lot of thought actually, and I put a lot of thought into all the Wednesday words, but I really put a lot of thought, intentional thought into this particular Wednesday word. Why? Because I have a very big dream. I have a very big vision. And so that's my thoughts that I have placed into this have also been my time of self-reflection on why the first row is so important to me and why I hold it so dear. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. As always with a Wednesday word, I like to share a personal story, just something that kind of got me thinking about the content. And this happened probably maybe a month ago, that got me thinking about this topic and really started working on how I wanted to bring it to the stage. And that is an experience that I had. So obviously, you guys know by now I have a YouTube channel, First Row. I have a YouTube network. I apologize because I'm not the only content provider on here, but the First Row. And in that, there's certain things that I'm looking at analytically that I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve 1,000 subscribers. Actually, I'm trying to achieve more than 1,000 subscribers, but that is my first milestone goal is 1,000 subscribers. And I remember at one point it was like, oh, I'm at 100. Oh, I'm at 250. Okay, now I'm like, where's 500 at? Okay, where's 6, 7, 8, 900? Where are those numbers at? So my first big milestone that I have set up is really to achieve 1,000 subscribers. But it's not about just achieving 1,000 subscribers. It's about achieving 1,000 quality subscribers, people who engage with the content on a regular basis, people who share the content, people who are at content, people who are advocates of the channel, people who are willing to be participants in the content on the channel. Those are the type of subscribers that I'm looking for. People who are willing to share their stories, because all of our stories have moments of education, moments of inspiration, moments of heartache, and that when shared with each other, it helps lift us all up collectively. So that is my overall, we'll say in a nutshell, my vision for the First Row. And that milestone is what I'm seeking to achieve right now in this moment, 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers. And the funny thing is I actually on one Saturday morning, maybe like a month and a half ago, actually, I did a video, and it was like a completely spontaneous video. It's called "What's Going On? $100 Billion in Reparations," and it was in the form of almost like a little bit of a panel, and we had a conversation around 100 billion in reparations, what it meant, some of the research that I've done, dropped a couple of the statistical analysis on it, and then kind of let it rest and thought, hey, that was fun. We should do that again sometime. Not all the time, because it's not often that I want to talk about trendy topics, but that was a topic that resonated with me. And so fast forward to a week later, this video starts to go viral, and it starts to get view after view after view after view. And even to date, I don't even know how many views it has. I think it's over 4,000 views that it has. And to date, it is the most viewed piece of content that I have created. The spontaneous, out of nowhere content is the most viewed content that I have on the First Row. And I feel like I have some pretty powerful content on the First Row, but this one, it resonated with a larger audience. And so I started to measure, man, I want 1,000 subscribers. And I know people who have 10,000, 50,000, 60,000, 140,000 subscribers. I started to do what I just told you guys not to do in tool one. I started to pick up somebody else's prescription and say, man, my vision doesn't look right. Maybe I need to do more of this type of content because this is what resonates with the people. And so I haven't done another one since, but I started like engaging like with the content and the comments that were coming in and responding. And I almost felt this euphoria because it was like, this is the break that I needed to be able to get the exposure to the network so that we can get all of these stories out there for the masses. This is what I'm thinking, but this is with somebody else's prescription. And so then I started reading some of the comments that were coming in, and some of them were super racist. Some of them were super hateful. Some of them were very thought-provoking, but there was just this mixed mashup bag of comments that were coming in. And so at some point I had to look at the stuff that was coming in and say, Two things. Let me take these glasses off because they're not mine, so I can see clearly what my vision is for the First Row Network. My vision is to impact lives. I'm not looking for likes. I'm looking to change lives. And if I'm looking for likes, then I can do trendy content all day long. But because I'm not looking for likes and I'm looking to change lives, I have to do impactful, powerful, influential content that is going to change. If only 20 people are watching a video, it's going to change those 20 lives. It's going to change at least 18 of those lives. That is the type of content that I want, because my vision way out here in the far distant yonder is to turn around and be able to take First Row from not just being on the YouTube space, but bringing into the reality, bringing in master classes that are web-based, bringing in conferences that are face-to-face conferences, bringing those things in. And so if I'm doing a bunch of trendy videos, it's easy to be caught up by the allure of, oh, I'm getting the views, I'm getting the likes, because I'm an analyst, I'm getting the numbers that I need in order to achieve this overall milestone, not even the vision, because it's not the vision. At this point, it's the milestone. To achieve this milestone, I need these metrics to be what they are. However, then I started looking at, are these the type of people and are these the type of conversations that I really want taking place on my network? Now, at some point, I can't control all the comments that are going to be on the First Row Network. However, what I can do is control what kind of signs, what kind of banners I put up to attract attention, to attract influence. I can decide what that is. And if it's going to be things that are going to inspire hate, if it's going to be things that are going to inspire racism, it's going to be things that are going to inspire feuds and frustration and arguing, I'm okay with having a debate and a conversation, but yelling and arguing and name calling, that is completely not necessary. And that's not something I want to bring into the network. So really, this story is to share kind of how that allure of trying to achieve a milestone almost got skewed by me putting on somebody else's prescription and starting to try to measure what my vision success was based on somebody else's measurement of their vision of success for their vision. And so now that I've kind of dialed back into this realm of, I just want First Row to produce quality content, there will be times that I continue to do the segment of what's going on. If something powerfully resonates with me and I have a strong enough opinion to share with people, then I have no problem doing that. However, what I didn't do is jump into just let me just start putting this stuff out to get the traffic here, to see the people here. You know, you attract the ants to the picnic and then you sort out the rest as the ants come in. I'm not looking to do that. I would like people to choose to be a part of this network, to choose to come to see this content because they genuinely want to see something better in their life than what they're seeing today. Or if they're seeing something super great in their life, I want them to come to this network so that they can share that. So hopefully inspire all of us, self-included, to be the very best person that we can be on this earth while we're here. So that's what this Wednesday Word was about, keeping sight of your vision. At some point, you're going to probably be distracted just like I was, and maybe be the dangling of the carrot or the little gold gem or sparkle in the distance. You might be distracted by that. But if you focus on what your why is, that distant glimmer of distraction, you'll realize quickly that that is not going to get you to where you truly want to be. Now, if you truly don't want to be there, then that's a completely different Wednesday Word, but we'll talk about that another day. So I hope you guys have liked today's Wednesday Word. I do really quickly want to let you know a couple of things that are going to be going on. The next time that we will be live on the Wednesday Word will actually be a new segment this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is going to be a Q&A, a live Q&A with myself, Billy Rowe, on the First Row. I'll be on anywhere up to an hour of time. You're welcome to come in at 11 a.m. If there's questions that you want to ask me, I'll give you my insights, my opinions. If there's something that I don't feel comfortable answering, then I will let you know that I'm not answering that. Whatever it may be, it's a live Q&A, an opportunity for you to interact with me. And I'm hoping to actually have this with all content providers on the First Row at some point, to where you can have a moment of time to just interact with them, where there's no predetermined content that is going to be given to you, but an opportunity for you to connect and interact with them. So I hope you guys will join me on Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're in the East Coast, that's 12, 13, 14, 1400. So 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, next week we have 3 live shows that are coming up. We will have the Keeping It Real Estate with Key Bryant. He's going to be doing a show on why you need an agent when purchasing a new home construction, or new construction home. I'm sorry, that is March 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are having, since it's the last Tuesday of the month, the Intersation panel. That will be on interracial marriage. That's going to be a very interesting topic. Don't come in and get your feelings hurt, but that's going to be an interesting topic on March 26th, and that is at 7 p.m. And then, as always, we will have the Wednesday Word at 7:30 p.m. Topic pending, so I don't know which topic I'm going to do yet, but I have a couple that I'm thinking about. So other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Wednesday Word today. I'm so grateful for the content that you guys are coming back week after week for, and to be a part of hopefully inspiring to change your life and help you to do better as I work to do better myself. So I hope that I can look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday at 11 a.m. for a Q&A. Just pop in, say hello, ask a question. Maybe if you only ask 1 question or 10 questions, it really doesn't matter to me, whichever way you want to do it. But I'll be on up to an hour, and if necessary, maybe go into a little bit of overtime. But my schedule right now is up to about an hour. But other than that, if you like this video, please share it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified when we are live on the first row, or when there's new content on the first row, or when there's upcoming content on the first row. Just subscribe, because that's what you need to do. If you have a topic idea, actually, you can send us an email at topics@firstrow.com. And then lastly but not least, we are always looking forward to connecting with you. Connect with us on social media, whether that's on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or Facebook. You can find us at First Row. Other than that, if you like this video, share it. If you share it, like it. Always happy to engage with you on the live stream and the chat. Happy to engage with you if you're on the replay in the comments up to the first week of the content. And then other than that, I thank you guys for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday on the first row. One love, peace, and God bless.